Made no bones about I have never heard this before. In this video, we're gonna take a look for some good examples of things you can use in real conversations, something that you can use every single day. Besides that, we're also gonna take a look at some examples of things that native speakers have never seen before, or that are just so uncommon or so rarely used that it feels weird to see it in a test. So, let's check it out. Let's start with our first question. So, despite their striking differences, they have developed a good relationship. Striking in this case will mean something with a big difference, right? For example, 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗧 got 90% and 𝗲𝗡 got 60%. The difference in their score is striking. It's very big. Remember, opposite meaning. So, only one word would actually fit this answer, and that would be small. So, opposite of striking difference is a small difference. Let's look at question number 4. Being very frank, Tom made no bones about his discontent over the plan proposed by the team leader. I have never heard this before. So, I would say if I look at the English and I try to think of the meaning, to make no bones about means to make no effort, or not to try very hard, or not to say anything, right? And because we're finding the opposite answer, I think we would have to choose an answer where you need to say something, right? Now, made no bones would not be the same as want, right? This would be the same as to do something. So we have attempted to express, tried to hide, and failed to control. Now, tried to hide would be the same, sort of. Made no bones about, tried to hide. This means you're not bringing any attention to it. Failed to control doesn't really fit into this meaning. So the only one that could be correct would be B, attempted to express. I think this is quite difficult because even as a native speaker, I don't think I've ever seen this before. So the fact that you can find this in your tests definitely means that your teachers know a lot about English. But for a day-to-day conversation, I don't think we would use this at all. All right, the next one is question 14. The travel agency reports that most blank enjoyed the city tour very much. A, commuters can talk about anybody who is traveling from A to B. If you are traveling somewhere, you are a commuter. Sightseers is a good choice here because sightseers is talking about people who are going to see the site. Usually, this refers to tourism. And this word perfectly matches what they want because they're talking about a travel agency and a city tour. Let's look at the other options. We have C, which is viewers. Now, viewers is usually used for online. So if you're watching a stream or a video, you are a viewer. And finally, the final one, D, is spectators. Spectators are people who are watching a sport or a live event. So there is only one correct answer here, and that would be sightseer. Let's keep going. Companies should be careful not to fall foul of government safety regulations, or they might have to pay a heavy fine. Now, to fall foul of is the underlined word here. We need to find the opposite meaning. Now, I would never use the phrase fall foul of because honestly, this is too formal. This can't really be used in a normal conversation with your friends. Maybe if you're a teacher and you're talking to another teacher, sure. Now, fall foul of would mean you don't do the thing you need to do, right? You don't hit your goal, you don't meet the expectation. So the opposite of this would have to be obey. Careful not to obey government safety regulations, or they might have to pay a heavy fine. So obey and fall foul of might be the right choice to use here. Let's look at question 13. On such a nice day, there is nothing more enjoyable than lying on the grass, watching clouds forming, and then blank again. Form is opposite of dissolve. I think dissolving would fit best here. The next one. The alarm didn't blank this morning, and I was late for work. Now, check-in is usually what you do at a place, right? For example, check in at 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗧. But go off usually means something that we set that needs to start. For example, when you start a race, you will hear the gun go off, right? This means it will be used and it will be present. So something that is set up, starting. So the key is that you had to set it up first before it can go off. The next one is make up, right? And make up is usually to catch up or to continue with something that you missed. Finally, we have put on. And put on is usually used for clothes or makeup, like I put on my shirt, put on my makeup. To put on an alarm would be to set up the alarm. But the alarm will then go off when the time is right. So the best fit here would be B, go off. It's find the error. So many wild animals are suffering from losing its natural habitat. If we look at the sentence, wild animals is correct. And then we have losing its. Now, its in this case will be ownership of one. But we're not talking about it. We're talking about the animals. So in looking at it from a grammar perspective, this would be third person possessive. And we would say their, losing their habitats. So the correct answer would be C. We've taken a look at some interesting questions from the grade 12 final test. And we can see that there are some examples that are quite natural, and some which you would probably not use in daily conversation. But if you're looking to improve your conversational English, your listening and your speaking, and really learn about natural conversation habits, then you should come here and meet us at 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗧. We have 3 different branches. One in District 10 for adults, one in Bình Thanh District, also for adults. And then we have our kids school, which is in District 11. You can come and study conversational English at any one of our branches. Take a free entry test today and see where your English is and learn how you can improve your English from where you are right now. Remember, if you're trying, you are already doing better than anyone else. So keep trying and come join us at 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗧. We would love to see you here.